Get ready for a wild adventure with some jungle friends. When a mighty lion, a gentle donkey, and a clever fox go hunting, who will decide who gets what? Listen closely to the lion's share to find out.
Once upon a time, in a vibrant green forest, a mighty lion, a gentle ass, and a clever fox decided to go hunting together. The sun was just peeking over the treetops, casting a warm, golden glow. They were excited to see what treasures the forest might offer them that day. Each friend hoped for a bountiful catch to share among themselves. They set off with happy hearts and eager spirits into the whispering woods. After a long and successful day, their efforts paid off wonderfully. They had caught a truly impressive amount of game, more than they could have imagined. The forest floor was covered with a magnificent bounty: plump deer, swift antelopes, and even a sturdy wild boar. Each animal shimmered in the afternoon light, promising a grand feast for everyone. All three hunters felt a thrill of victory and pride for their teamwork. Now came the time to share their delicious spoils. And the mighty lion spoke with a booming voice. "My dear ass," he began, his voice friendly but firm, "you are known for your fairness and gentle spirit." The lion gestured with a flick of his golden mane towards the large pile of game. "Please, divide our hard-earned meal equally amongst us, so each gets their just share." The ass, though a little surprised, nodded gracefully. The gentle ass, ever so diligent and honest, began his task immediately. He carefully separated the large heap of game into 3 perfectly equal piles. 1 pile for the mighty lion, 1 pile for himself, and 1 pile for the clever fox. He took great care to ensure that each stack looked precisely the same size. There was no doubt that his division was fair and just, down to the last morsel. He believed this was the right way to share with friends. The clever fox, with his sharp amber eyes, looked at the 3 perfectly divided piles. He saw that his share was just as big and delicious as the others. A quiet smile played on his lips as he nodded his head contentedly. The fox believed the ass had done a truly wonderful job. He was pleased with the honest division and ready to enjoy his portion of the feast. It felt good to have a fair friend. But when the mighty lion returned, his emerald green eyes widened in disbelief and then narrowed with burning fury. He snarled, his heavy golden mane shaking with rage at the sight of the equal shares. Equal, he thought, his massive chest heaving with indignation. How dare this foolish ass treat me, the king of the jungle, as merely equal? His frustration grew hotter with each passing second. The lion felt disrespected by the fair division. With a thunderous roar that echoed through the forest, the lion's patience snapped. He was filled with uncontrollable anger at the ass's innocent mistake. In one swift, powerful move, the mighty lion swiped his huge paw. The gentle ass was suddenly no longer part of their hunting party, vanishing abruptly from the scene. A hush fell over the forest, leaving only the scattered game and the lion's enraged breathing. His fury had made a swift and terrible decision. The lion then spun around, his blazing eyes now fixed on the clever fox, who shivered slightly. "You divide it!" he roared angrily, his voice still vibrating with immense power. The fox, though small, had a quick mind and understood the dangerous situation. He knew he had to be very smart and very cunning. He looked at the vast amount of game and then at the furious lion, a plan quickly forming in his mind. The air crackled with tension. The clever fox did not waste a single second talking or thinking twice. He immediately sprang to action, his nimble paws darting among the scattered game. With impressive speed, he gathered almost all of the prey into one towering, magnificent heap. This mountain of fresh meat was clearly meant for one creature only. Every succulent piece was carefully placed, leaving very little for anyone else. The fox knew exactly what he was doing for himself. The fox took only a truly tiny portion, almost as an afterthought. He picked up the less desirable bits, like a broken horn from a mountain goat and the very tip of an ox tail. These scraps were barely a mouthful compared to the massive feast piled high. Yet the fox looked quite content with his humble share. He knew sometimes less is truly more, especially when facing a very hungry king. Seeing the enormous pile reserved for him and the tiny scraps for the fox, the mighty lion's good humor returned completely. A wide, satisfied grin spread across his face, and his emerald green eyes twinkled happily. His anger was forgotten, replaced by pure contentment. The lion felt truly respected and royally treated by this clever division. He purred, a low rumble of happiness that filled the quiet forest. "Tell me, clever fox," the lion asked, his voice now gentle and kind, "who taught you to divide so perfectly and fairly?" The fox, already carefully edging away, met the lion's gaze. "Oh, noble king," he replied, his voice soft and respectful, "I received a most valuable lesson from the ass. He made sure to keep enough distance between himself and the powerful lion. The forest seemed to hold its breath, listening to the wise words." From that day forward, the fox always remembered the vital lesson he learned about respecting power and being truly wise. It taught him that sometimes understanding who you are dealing with is the most important part of solving a problem. Always observe carefully and act thoughtfully, especially in tricky situations. The clever fox lived a long and happy life, always remembering the ass's unintended but profound teaching.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.